Welcome to Midnight Doozies. Today we will be listening to a spooky Reddit story in our Spooky Doozies series. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. Without further ado, let's get into the story. My boyfriend disappeared, but the more I search for him, the more I'm losing myself. It started with a voicemail. "Hey, it's me. Call me back when you get this, okay? I've been thinking about what you said, and I just need to talk to you." That was it. That was the last time I heard from Noah. I replayed the message so many times I memorized every hesitation, every crack in his voice. I tried calling him back, of course, but his phone went straight to voicemail. I figured he needed space. Noah always did this when life got overwhelming. He'd retreat for a day or two, hole up in his apartment with his records and a bottle of whiskey. But when a day stretched into a week, then two, I knew something was wrong. I filed a missing persons report. His friends hadn't heard from him. His job said he stopped showing up after taking an extended leave of absence. His apartment was empty, the rent paid months in advance. It was like he'd just evaporated. But I couldn't let it go. I went through every scrap of his life, tearing apart his social media, scrolling through our old texts, even digging into the corners of his past he'd been reluctant to share. There had to be something, a clue, a thread to pull. And that's when I found the notebook. It was buried under a pile of papers in a drawer of his desk. The cover was plain black, the kind you'd find in any office supply store, but when I opened it, I realized it was a journal. And not just any journal, this was his life. Dates, places, people. Thoughts scrawled in his jagged handwriting. But the farther I read, the stranger it got. He wrote about shadows following him, about waking up in places he didn't recognize, about a voice he could hear whispering his name at night. "I think they're watching me," one entry said. "I see them in the corner of my eye, but when I turn, they're gone." Another. "I don't know if I'm going insane or if something's really there, but it's getting worse. I can't trust anyone, not even her." The date on that one was a week before he disappeared. I reread that last line, "not even her," over and over until the words blurred. Did he mean me? I became obsessed. Every waking hour was consumed by Noah's disappearance and the fragments he'd left behind. I found myself walking the places he wrote about in his journal. The coffee shop on 12th Street, the old bridge over the river, the abandoned lot behind the factory. At first, it felt like I was retracing his steps, but then things started to shift. It was subtle at first. My reflection in the mirror lingered a second too long. I'd hear footsteps when I was alone, soft and deliberate, like someone following me. Once, I caught a glimpse of something in my peripheral vision, a shadow, tall and thin, but when I turned, there was nothing there. The more I searched for Noah, the more I felt myself unraveling. And then there were the dreams. Every night, I'd find myself in a darkened version of somewhere familiar, my apartment, my office, the park where Noah and I used to meet. The shadows were always there, standing in the distance, their heads tilted as if watching me. I'd wake up drenched in sweat, but the feeling of being watched wouldn't go away. Last night, I found the final entry in the notebook. It was written on the back cover, the ink smudged and frantic, as if he'd written it in a hurry. "I understand now. They don't want me. They want her. If you're reading this, you have to stop. Don't look for me. Don't let them see you." My breath caught as I read it. My first instinct was to throw the notebook across the room, but I couldn't let go of it. I turned, feeling the weight of 1,000 unseen eyes pressing against me, and there it was, just outside the window. A shadow, impossibly tall, staring back at me through the glass. I don't know what they are, or why they want me. All I know is that Noah disappeared trying to keep them away from me. And now that I've been searching for him, I've brought them closer. They're always watching now. I see them when I close my eyes, hear them whispering my name. I thought I could find Noah. I thought I could save him. But the more I search for him, the more I realize I'm the one who's disappearing. What did you think about this story? Let me know down in the comments section and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to Midnight Doozies.
Goodbye.